Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm excited to kick off this session on mastering hybrid exchange, navigating complexity beyond the wizard. We'll be exploring comprehensive insights into directory sync, DNS, firewalls, and trust management, all aimed at helping you achieve seamless hybrid operations. Over the next few slides, we'll cover key strategies and best practices to simplify and optimize your hybrid environment. Let's get started. Hybrid exchange is far more complex than simply running the hybrid configuration wizard. While the wizard can guide you through a basic setup, it only scratches the surface of the many intricate dependencies involved. To ensure a successful hybrid deployment, you really need to develop a deep understanding of how all the components connect. That includes on-premises Exchange, Active Directory, Azure AD Connect, DNS, firewalls, and Microsoft 365 services. Each of these elements plays a crucial role, and overlooking any of them can cause hidden issues. These issues might disrupt mail flow or negatively impact the user experience. So, it's essential to look beyond the wizard and understand the bigger picture when it comes to hybrid exchange. Now, let's talk about the illusion of the one-and-done hybrid setup. Many believe that once they complete the hybrid configuration wizard, their job is done. But in reality, mastering hybrid exchange is about navigating complexity beyond that initial wizard. You might experience mail delivery failures, calendar issues, or authentication problems. These are often caused by minor configuration oversights, small mistakes that can have big impacts. It's important to understand that hybrid exchange requires ongoing vigilance. The initial setup isn't a one-time task. You need to keep monitoring and maintaining the configuration. For example, unsynced attributes or stale DNS records can silently cause mail delivery failures. Similarly, calendar sync issues or authentication problems can creep in over time. One thing to remember is that the wizard doesn't validate every critical component or configuration detail. Those minor oversights can cause issues without immediately obvious signs. And many administrators fall into the trap of thinking that completing the wizard is the finish line. But that's a misconception. Hybrid environments need continuous attention to stay healthy and secure. When working with hybrid exchange, it's essential to understand that every component needs to be correctly configured and properly aligned. This is what ensures that our hybrid environment functions smoothly without hiccups. One of the core aspects is hybrid functionality alignment. Microsoft 365 services rely heavily on trust relationships and accurate configurations. If these aren't set up correctly, the whole system can break down or become unreliable. Next, we have Microsoft 365 integration. This involves setting up DNS records like AutoDiscover, MX, and SPF. These records are vital because they direct mail flow and help clients connect seamlessly to our services. Think of DNS as the map that guides mail and user requests to the right places. Then there's the role of Exchange servers. They handle mail routing and manage mailboxes locally. This local management is crucial for performance and control, especially in a hybrid setup where some mailboxes are on-premises. On the user identity side, our on-premises Active Directory stores all user identities and attributes. To keep everything synchronized and consistent across environments, we use Azure AD Connect. This tool ensures that user identities and attributes are mirrored accurately in Azure AD, maintaining a unified identity management experience. So, in essence, ensuring all these components, configuration, DNS, mail routing, and identity management, are aligned and correctly integrated is key to mastering hybrid exchange. It's about building a cohesive system that works harmoniously, supporting the overall goal of seamless communication and collaboration across hybrid environments. Now, let's take a closer look at the fragile web of hybrid systems. Managing hybrid exchange environments is like walking a tightrope. It's all about mastering the complexity while avoiding potential pitfalls. One of the key ideas here is that the environment's fragility demands careful mapping and continuous monitoring of all dependencies. Why is this so important? Well, even a small mistake, like an outdated DNS pointer or a missing firewall port, can cause significant disruptions. These disruptions might affect mailbox moves, free and busy sharing, or even mail delivery. To give you a sense of how delicate this can be, small misconfigurations, whether in DNS records, firewall rules, or directory synchronization, can lead to widespread outages. It's a reminder that every piece needs to be precisely in place. And I like to think of hybrid exchange like holiday lights. If one bulb fails, the whole strand can go dark. It's a perfect analogy because it highlights how interconnected and dependent each component is. So, the key takeaway here is that vigilance and proactive monitoring are essential to keep the system running smoothly and avoid unexpected outages. Let's take a closer look at mastering hybrid exchange environments and the challenges that come with it. One of the key aspects here is ensuring that synchronization between on-premises Active Directory and Azure AD is both complete and frequent enough. This is crucial because any gaps or delays can lead to disruptive inconsistencies. For example, if a mailbox appears to be migrated but Outlook can't find the user, that's a clear sign of sync issues. It's essential to maintain a reliable sync process to prevent these kinds of mismatches. Azure AD Connect plays a vital role here. It must reliably sync user objects and critical exchange attributes from your on-premises directory to Azure AD. Think of it as the backbone of your hybrid identity management. Without a robust synchronization process, managing users across environments becomes much more complex and error-prone. So, mastering this synchronization process, making sure it's complete, accurate, and timely, is fundamental to a smooth hybrid exchange experience. It's all about ensuring consistency and reliability in your hybrid setup. Now, let's focus on common attribute synchronization issues that can arise in a hybrid exchange environment. Mastering this aspect is crucial because navigating the complexity beyond the wizard requires careful attention. As administrators, it's our responsibility to verify that these attributes are included and kept up to date in the sync rules. Failing to do so can lead to unexpected outages, especially in edge cases. Missing or outdated attribute values can cause serious problems like mail loss, non-delivery reports, or calendar failures. These are not minor issues. They can disrupt user productivity and trust in the system. Certain exchange attributes are absolutely vital for hybrid functionality, yet they are often overlooked. For example, the MS-Exchange mailbox GID links mailboxes between on-premises and cloud environments, ensuring proper mailbox association. The proxy addresses attribute defines the email addresses used for routing, which is fundamental for mail flow. And Legacy ExchangeDN supports legacy mail routing, especially for older systems or applications. Understanding and maintaining these key attributes is essential to ensure seamless hybrid operation. When these attributes are correctly synchronized and up to date, it helps prevent many potential issues and keeps your hybrid environment running smoothly. Let's talk about the impact of sync timing and delays. Mastering hybrid exchange isn't just about setup, it's about navigating the complexity beyond the wizard. Regular, well-scheduled synchronization cycles are crucial to keeping everything stable. If these cycles aren't consistent, it can lead to misalignment, which causes various issues like Outlook disconnects, failed mailbox moves, and support tickets that can be quite confusing. Now, what happens if synchronization gets delayed? It can create mixed routing states, where Exchange Online might see a mailbox as being cloud-hosted, while on-premises Exchange still considers it local. This mismatch can be problematic and confusing for users. Synchronization timing is really critical here. If Azure AD Connect doesn't run often enough or faces delays, the on-premises and cloud directories can fall out of sync, worsening the situation. So, keeping synchronization on schedule isn't just a best practice. It's vital for a smooth hybrid environment. By ensuring timely syncs, we prevent these mixed states and maintain a seamless experience for users and administrators alike. Let's take a closer look at the crucial role DNS plays in a hybrid exchange environment. Even small DNS errors can have significant impacts, such as causing mail loops, delivery failures, or issues with Outlook connectivity. That's why maintaining accurate and authoritative DNS zones is so important, along with regularly auditing your records to catch any discrepancies early. Now, when it comes to security, SBF and DKIM records are vital. They help protect your organization against spoofing and spam, ensuring that your email communications are trusted and legitimate. Moving on to mail routing, MX records are the key. They direct inbound mail to the correct mail servers, making sure your messages arrive where they should. Auto-discover records are another critical piece. They enable Outlook to automatically create profiles and discover necessary services, streamlining user experience and reducing setup issues. Finally, think of DNS records as traffic controllers for your hybrid mail flow and client connectivity. They manage the flow of information smoothly, ensuring everything works efficiently and securely. In essence, proper DNS setup and ongoing management are fundamental to the success and reliability of your hybrid Exchange deployment. Let's take a closer look at some common DNS pitfalls that can lead to mail flow failures, especially when mastering hybrid Exchange environments. These issues can be quite subtle and often go unnoticed until they cause widespread mail loss or generate user complaints. That's why continuous DNS management is so critical. First, incorrect auto-discover SRV or CNAME records can cause Outlook profile failures. When these records aren't set up properly, Outlook struggles to find the right server settings, leading to connection issues. Next, missing SBF includes for new cloud security services can be a problem. Without these, outbound emails may be flagged as spam, which can affect deliverability and reputation. And finally, stale MX records pointing to decommissioned servers can cause emails to get stuck in a loop, endlessly trying to deliver to servers that are no longer active. All of these issues highlight the importance of regularly reviewing and maintaining DNS records to ensure smooth mail flow in a hybrid environment. When configuring your firewall beyond port 443, it's important to understand that simply opening this port isn't enough for a smooth hybrid Exchange setup. Coordination between your network team and your Exchange administrators is absolutely critical here. If there's a lack of communication, some necessary blocks might be overlooked, leading to connection issues down the line. Next, let's talk about federation endpoints. These are vital for enabling cross-premises collaboration, like sharing calendars or free busy information. But they require specific configurations on your firewall to function properly. Then there's Exchange Web Services, or EWS. This service is key for sharing calendar details and free busy data, so you'll need dedicated firewall rules to allow EWS traffic. Without these, users might not see each other's availability accurately. Finally, some services like Mrs. Proxy, which handles mailbox moves, need explicit firewall rules. You can't just rely on opening port 443. You have to specify rules for these individual services to ensure seamless operation. So the main takeaway here is that managing a hybrid Exchange environment involves more than just opening a port. It's about detailed, coordinated configuration of multiple endpoints and services to make sure everything works together smoothly. Now, let's talk about diagnosing firewall-related failures in a hybrid Exchange environment. One of the key challenges here is ensuring that all the necessary ports and IP ranges are correctly configured and open. Missing any of these can cause significant connectivity issues. Additionally, deep packet inspection by firewalls can sometimes interfere with Exchange protocols, leading to unexpected failures. Understanding the root causes of these misconfigurations is crucial. For example, if mailbox moves are failing with cryptic errors or seem to hang mid-process, it often points back to firewall settings. Similarly, free busy calendar sharing might only work in one direction or timeout altogether, which can be frustrating. You might also notice sporadic Outlook connectivity problems, which are often related to inconsistent firewall rules or inspection settings. All these issues are manifestations of firewall misconfigurations. When firewalls aren't properly set up, they can block essential communication, resulting in failed mailbox migrations, calendar sharing issues, or intermittent Outlook connectivity. In the bigger picture, mastering these aspects is vital for navigating the complexity of hybrid exchange setups. It's not just about running a wizard. It's about understanding the underlying network and security configurations that enable smooth and reliable hybrid operations. Let's talk about the often overlooked but crucial role of Exchange Online Protection, or EOP, in a hybrid environment. Even though it works in the background, it's essential to regularly review your EOP connectors and policies. Why? Because over time, small changes or misconfigurations can cause disruptions in mail flow. One key issue is policy drift, which can lead to mail loops or NDRs, non-delivery reports, that can be confusing and disruptive. Ensuring your policies stay aligned helps keep mail flowing smoothly. Another important aspect is TLS enforcement. If your certificates don't match or are outdated, EOP might reject mail altogether, causing delays or failures. Managing TLS settings carefully is vital to avoid these problems. Misconfigured connectors on-premises can also trigger policies that block mail from your on-prem servers, impacting your hybrid mail flow. It's a delicate balance. If connectors aren't set up correctly, you risk unintentionally blocking legitimate emails. Ultimately, EOP adds a valuable layer of security for your mail flow, but it can sometimes complicate things if not properly managed. Regular reviews help prevent these issues, ensuring your hybrid environment remains secure and efficient. Let's talk about the trust problem in hybrid exchange environments. When we master hybrid exchange, it's about navigating a complex landscape beyond just using the wizard. One key issue is misaligned OAuth settings, which can disrupt functionality without any obvious signs. These misconfigurations are often silent, making them hard to detect but equally critical to fix. Proper alignment of OAuth is essential for smooth hybrid operations because it ensures the different components communicate securely and efficiently. Now, another challenge we face involves expired certificates. These can silently break features like mailbox moves or calendar sharing, again without clear errors showing up. This situation really undermines the user experience and the overall benefits of hybrid deployment. It's a subtle problem, but one that can cause significant disruptions if not managed properly. Because trust relationships are dynamic, they require ongoing maintenance. Trusts don't last forever. They need regular adjustments, especially when certificates expire or OAuth settings drift out of alignment. If we neglect this, features can break silently, and that's why continuous monitoring and updates are so important to keep everything running smoothly. Finally, trust relationships form the backbone of our hybrid collaboration. Federation trusts enable us to share calendars and resources, making collaboration seamless. OAuth authentication handles secure mailbox moves and access to Exchange web services. So, maintaining these trust relationships is fundamental to ensuring our hybrid environment remains functional, secure, and efficient. Let's take a look at some common issues with free and busy failures, even when the systems appear healthy. Often, the root cause comes down to trust certificates or OAuth configurations. These are typically expired federation, trust certificates, or misconfigured OAuth settings. What's tricky is that these trust issues are usually invisible to standard diagnostics, yet they can have a significant impact on hybrid functionality. It's also important to note that we don't see any firewall or DNS issues here. The network layers seem fine, which can sometimes lead us astray because the problem isn't on the network side. However, we do observe some anomalies with cross-premises free and busy data. For example, free busy sharing from the cloud to on-premises works smoothly, but the reverse direction often fails. And even when all the system health checks look green, indicating everything seems okay, calendar sharing failures can still happen. This highlights how critical it is to look beyond just the health check indicators and dig deeper into trust configurations and OAuth settings. Overall, understanding these nuances helps us better navigate the complexity of hybrid exchange environments and ensures smoother calendar sharing experiences. Proactive certificate monitoring and timely renewal are absolutely essential to prevent collaboration breakdowns. If we don't stay on top of these renewals, trust can be compromised, leading to issues that disrupt our communication flow. After certificate updates, failing to reestablish trust can cause intermittent problems that are sometimes hard to diagnose. Renewal notifications are often sent to distribution lists, but if those lists are outdated or incorrect, those critical alerts can be missed entirely. This can result in expired certificates, which silently break functionalities like calendar sharing without obvious errors. It's also important to remember that federation trusts depend heavily on certificates that are valid and properly scoped. If the certificates are invalid or misconfigured, the trust and overall federation can suffer. So, keeping a close eye on certificate validity and ensuring proper management is vital for a smooth, reliable hybrid exchange environment. Now, let's talk about OAuth authentication and its role in enabling hybrid features. When you're working with a hybrid exchange environment, mastering the synchronization of OAuth settings is crucial. If these settings aren't carefully managed, issues can quickly arise between your on-premises servers and the cloud. For example, expired permissions can lead to authentication failures, which can be tricky to troubleshoot. Synchronization challenges are quite common. Sometimes, you might notice subtle failures, such as random credential prompts that seem to appear out of nowhere, or background job timeouts that can disrupt processes silently. These issues are often hard to trace, but understanding their root causes is key to maintaining a smooth hybrid setup. Misconfigured OAuth settings can have significant impacts, especially on critical functions like mailbox moves, calendar lookups via EWS, or even mobile device access. When OAuth isn't set up correctly, these features can break or behave unexpectedly, affecting user productivity. On the flip side, properly enabled OAuth unlocks powerful hybrid features. It allows seamless mailbox migrations, reliable calendar synchronization, and secure mobile access, all vital for a unified user experience. So, ensuring your OAuth settings are accurate and synchronized isn't just a technical requirement. It's essential for delivering the full potential of your hybrid exchange environment. Now, when it comes to diagnosing trust issues, it's important to understand that many of these problems are invisible and hard to trace. These silent breakdowns can escalate if we don't address them early on. To prevent this, administrators need to be proactive, relying on manual certificate checks, reviewing OAuth permissions, and conducting cross-environment validation to spot issues before they grow. But these efforts require a lot of manual work, which can be quite burdensome. For example, users might experience inconsistent feature availability because trust relationships aren't always reliable or properly configured. This leads to inconsistent user experiences, which can be frustrating and confusing. Another challenge is that error messages related to trust failures are often too generic or sparse. They don't give us enough information to quickly identify and resolve issues. Sometimes, trust relationship failures produce ghost errors that appear without clear logs or alerts, making troubleshooting even more difficult. All of these factors highlight why it's so crucial to understand and manage trust relationships carefully, especially in complex hybrid exchange environments. Addressing these silent issues early helps maintain a smooth, secure, and reliable user experience across the board. Now, let's take a closer look at the hybrid exchange interdependency map and see how all these components work together. First, the visualization itself helps us understand how different parts of the hybrid environment rely on each other. This is crucial because it allows us to see potential points of failure and prevent cascading issues that could impact the entire setup. Next, consider trust relationships. These are fundamental for maintaining secure cross-premises communication. If trust isn't properly configured, it can lead to security breaches or communication failures. Similarly, firewall rules play a vital role. They direct mail and client traffic efficiently. If these rules are misaligned or not set correctly, it can disrupt the flow of communication. DNS records are another key piece. Ensuring their accuracy and consistency across environments is critical for hybrid exchange stability. Any mismatch here can cause significant connectivity problems. And finally, directory synchronization keeps user attributes aligned across on-premises and cloud environments. Without proper synchronization, users might face authentication issues or data inconsistencies. All these elements are interconnected, and understanding their relationships helps us navigate the complexity of hybrid exchange environments effectively. Mastering this interdependency map is essential for robust, secure, and seamless hybrid exchange operations. Let's talk about best practices for managing directory synchronization, especially when masterfully navigating hybrid exchange environments. One of the most critical steps is resolving legacy or orphaned attributes. If these aren't addressed, they can cause edge case failures that disrupt your operations. Ensuring these attributes are clean helps everything run smoothly and prevents unexpected issues down the line. Next, it's essential to confirm that all attribute data is complete before starting any mailbox migrations. Missing or incomplete attribute information can complicate the process and lead to delays or errors, so always double-check that everything is in order beforehand. Regularly monitoring your synchronization logs is another key practice. By keeping an eye on errors or missed objects, you can catch and resolve issues quickly before they escalate. Think of it as keeping a close pulse on your sync health. Scheduling frequent and consistent synchronization intervals is equally important. This ensures your data remains up-to-date across all systems, reducing discrepancies and maintaining reliability. Lastly, make sure that all the critical exchange attributes are included in your Azure AD Connect sync rules. These attributes are vital for seamless operation and proper identity management. All these steps, resolving legacy attributes, verifying data completeness, monitoring logs, scheduling regular syncs, and including key attributes, are interconnected. They help you master the complexity of hybrid exchange environments, making sure your hybrid setup remains robust and reliable. When managing a hybrid exchange environment, one of the most critical aspects is ensuring smooth coordination across different teams. It's essential that everyone works together to make changes, so we avoid accidental restrictions that could disrupt service. Clear communication and collaboration are key here. Next, we need to audit firewall rules regularly. This means checking that all the necessary ports and IP ranges for our hybrid services are open and properly scoped. If anything is misconfigured, it can cause connectivity issues, so thorough audits help us catch and fix those problems early. Verifying our authoritative DNS sources is another vital step. We want to make sure there are no stale or conflicting entries that could mislead our systems or cause mail delivery problems. Keeping our DNS records accurate and up-to-date is fundamental to reliable hybrid operations. Finally, scheduled reviews of DNS zones are essential. These reviews should focus on key records like auto-discover, MX, SBF, and DKIM. Regularly checking these records ensures our email flow remains secure and properly authenticated, which ties back into the overall theme of mastering the complexities of hybrid exchange. It's all about proactive management to keep everything running smoothly. Now, let's talk about the importance of ongoing trust relationship health checks. Proactive health checks of these trust components are essential because they help us catch subtle issues before they become major outages. Sometimes, these problems show up as inconsistent feature failures or authentication prompts that don't have clear error logs, making them hard to troubleshoot. That's why we need to conduct regular health checks. Remember, trust relationships aren't static. They can drift out of alignment over time. So, ongoing attention is necessary to keep everything functioning smoothly, rather than just setting it up once and forgetting about it. Another key point is setting reminders for certificate renewals and trust reestablishments. If we miss these, certificates can expire unnoticed, leading to cryptic errors and user disruptions that are tough to diagnose. Additionally, scheduling periodic validation of OAuth application registrations and permissions ensures our authentication flows stay uninterrupted. And don't forget to review and renew Federation Trust certificates before they expire. This proactive step prevents silent failures that can severely impact user experience. In essence, these ongoing checks and reminders are about maintaining trust relationships actively, so they stay healthy and reliable, keeping our hybrid environment seamless and secure. Now, let's talk about the continuous nature of hybrid exchange management. It's important to understand that even minor issues, like outdated DNS records, can lead to significant outages. That's why proactive maintenance is so vital. It helps us prevent degraded user experiences before they happen. Next, we need to pay attention to the impact of overlooked details. Trust relationships, as well as mechanisms like OAuth, require regular reviews. If these aren't checked periodically, misalignments can develop, which over time might cause authentication problems that disrupt access. Speaking of security and connectivity, regular checks on DNS records and firewall rules are essential. Changes that aren't documented or reviewed can break mail flow and connectivity, causing unnecessary trouble. We also can't forget the importance of directory synchronization. Ensuring that Exchange attributes are synchronized frequently and thoroughly is critical. This guarantees seamless operation between our on-premises systems and the cloud environment. Finally, hybrid Exchange management isn't a one-and-done task. It requires ongoing oversight because of the complex interdependencies, like those between Active Directory and Microsoft 365, that make continuous management necessary. All of this underscores that hybrid Exchange management is a continuous journey, not just a one-time project. When troubleshooting hybrid Exchange environments, it's crucial to understand that many issues stem from complex interdependencies. On this slide, we're focusing on identifying root causes by mapping these connections and correlating symptoms across various layers such as directory sync, DNS, firewalls, and trust relationships. Let's start with firewall rules. Sometimes, they block specific hybrid services like Mrs. Proxy or Exchange Web Services, which can silently cause mailbox moves or calendar sharing to fail. These failures aren't always obvious, so it's important to check the firewall configuration carefully. Next, calendar free busy sharing can sometimes only work in one direction. This often points to trust relationship issues or firewall rules that block federation endpoints. Recognizing this pattern helps narrow down the root cause faster. Mail flow disruptions are another common challenge. Incorrect or stale DNS records, like AutoDiscover, MX, SBF, or DKIM, can cause mail loops, lost messages, or spam flagging. Ensuring DNS records are accurate and up-to-date is key to maintaining smooth mail flow. Outlook profile connection problems, such as repeated prompts for credentials or connection failures, are often linked to expired Federation Trust certificates or OAuth misconfigurations. Regularly reviewing and renewing these certificates can resolve many of these issues. Finally, mailbox moves may fail at cryptic stages, often due to missing or out-of-sync attributes like MS-EXCH mailbox GID or proxy addresses in directory sync. Keeping directory information synchronized and accurate is essential for successful mailbox migrations. Overall, mastering hybrid Exchange troubleshooting requires a thorough understanding of these interconnected components and their potential failure points. Mapping out these dependencies allows us to pinpoint root causes more effectively and resolve issues efficiently. Automating monitoring and alerts plays a crucial role in managing a hybrid environment effectively. By implementing automation, we can shift from reactive firefighting to proactive maintenance, which not only saves time, but also minimizes user impact. It's about staying ahead of issues rather than just fixing them after they happen. For example, leveraging Microsoft 365 and Exchange online health dashboards gives us real-time insights into the system's health. When combined with custom scripts or third-party tools, These dashboards can generate actionable alerts, so we're immediately aware of potential problems before they escalate. Scheduling alerts for federation trusts and OAuth app registrations helps us catch issues like silent authentication failures caused by expired certificates. Addressing these proactively keeps access smooth and secure. Similarly, monitoring for certificate expiry ensures we're alerted before certificates expire, preventing unexpected authentication failures. Firewall configuration monitoring is also vital. Keeping an eye on rule changes, port closures, or IP range modifications helps us ensure that our hybrid services remain stable and unaffected by unintended changes. DNS auditing is another key aspect. By tracking changes to critical DNS records like AutoDiscover, MX, SBF, and DKIM, we can quickly identify unauthorized or accidental modifications that could disrupt email flow or compromise security. Lastly, monitoring directory synchronization health in real time allows us to spot attribute sync failures or delays immediately, ensuring our hybrid setup remains consistent and reliable. All these automation strategies help us maintain a resilient hybrid environment, reducing downtime and improving overall service quality. Now, as we wrap up, I want to emphasize that achieving hybrid success goes well beyond just using the wizard. It's about moving into a mindset of ongoing management and preparation. When organizations invest in thorough planning and regular maintenance, they can actually avoid what I like to call invisible chaos, those hidden issues that can disrupt seamless operation. It's important to see hybrid exchange not as a one-and-done project, but as a continuous operational discipline. This means validating your attribute synchronization and network configurations both before and after migration to ensure everything is properly aligned. Another key point is understanding and mapping all your hybrid dependencies. This includes directory sync, DNS settings, firewall rules, and trust relationships, everything that keeps your hybrid environment functioning smoothly. And finally, remember that the hybrid configuration wizard is just the starting point. It's not the finish line. Achieving a truly stable hybrid environment requires ongoing effort, validation, and adjustment. When you approach it this way, you're setting your organization up for long-term success.